Even though I do have an original Game Boy, I don't play my games on it because there are better ways of playing Game Boy games. Um, Obviously, recording videos is even more difficult because you can't really hook this up to anything to record it, and obviously I'm not going to hold my camera up to the screen. But I am going to do a video of a Game Boy game, and it's going to be Robocop, which is surprisingly good. Now, I've had Robocop on the Amstrad CPC for absolutely ages. It was a really, really popular game at the time for all of the 8-bit home computers, and it was originally released in 1988. And this was a massive hit for Ocean at the time. And this Game Boy version is based on that, but it's more like an improved version of it. So it's a top game, and I'm going to use my Super Game Boy. I do happen to have Robocop for the NES, but this is a completely different game. And even though it was published by Ocean, it wasn't made by Ocean. It's not a bad game, but I don't like it as much. And for some reason this copy's got all kind of bubbles in the plastic. Alright, here's my Super Nintendo. Yeah, I'm going to have to reset this a few times before it actually boots up. I always have trouble getting Game Boy games to work first time on my Super Game Boy. But I think it might just be dust. Because I'll put these away and then I might not play them again for a year or so. So this version of the game did come out a good 3 or 4 years after the original one, and it's not a sequel, it is an entirely new game heavily based on the originals, so almost like an improved version of it. But I think this version is more famous worldwide, and actually not really famous for the game but famous just for this title theme. I don't really like these colours though. I think I might change it as close to the original Game Boy palette as I can. So let's see, I'll just skip ahead here. Yeah, this looks just like the Amstrad version, in fact. Minus the colour. So you can jump even though you don't really need to. you've got these guys shooting out windows at you. And it is actually best to avoid taking damage as much as possible. I play this quite well early on, but when you start taking damage you kind of lose your ability to shoot back for a split second, and if you start taking lots of hits from lots of people at once, then it kind of stops you dead in your tracks and you can die very quickly. And another thing with this version is that you only have one life. Oh god, I just took a grenade to the face. I seem to have infinite bullets with this weapon. But oddly, there are power-ups, but I think I came across one when playing this. And it's not like you can explore the levels all that much. It is a very basic, linear, walking to the right kind of thing. Oh, look at that skill. Oh, that's not so skillful. So, I don't know why the music stopped. Yeah, something a little bit different here. And this is just like the original versions. You got to shoot this guy. Don't shoot the woman. Bloody hell, he's an absolute tank. He took about 10 bullets to the face before he died. Look at that. Athletic Robocop. I'm not entirely sure. I think you might have to punch these barrels to destroy them, but you get points for shooting them. I mean, you have a time limit, you can see there in the bottom right, but I wonder if you can just build up a massive high score by just standing there. So I quite like how they've done the graphics here. The original Game Boy screen was pretty blurry when in action. So what they've done is that they've made the sprites really dark and with a black outline, and they've made the backgrounds very pale, which you'd have to do to be able to see what's going on more clearly. And you saw that with a lot of other early Game Boy games. So here's my first power up, and it's not actually that useful. It's a 3-way, but you only get about 20 shots before it runs out. Oh no. I'm in a bit of trouble here. One more hit. So I thought I was doing really well up until this point, but before you know it, it's a game over. That is Robocop for the Game Boy, and I think that's a really good game. The original versions for the 8-bit home computers, the Commodore 64, the ZX Spectrum and the Amstrad CPC, were known as classics of their time. This one is an improved version of that. Thank you for watching.